Hey y'all, it's Kyle Markwalter for Film Bite. Today for Film Bite Reviews, I'm going back to a film from 1987 whose setting is 2019. This year, the film is Paul Michael Glazer's The Running Man. The Running Man stars Arnold Schwarzenegger with an eclectic mix of supporting actors in other roles, including Maria Conchita Alonso, Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac, Dweezil Zappa, Frank Zappa's son, Jesse Ventura, and Richard Dawson. The film begins in 2017 following a global economic collapse. The U.S. is now a sort of police-military state. Ben Richards, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, is a police helicopter pilot who, after he refuses to fire upon a crowd of innocent protesters, is thrown into prison and blamed for firing upon the crowd with fake footage of the event. After being imprisoned for several months, he escapes in 2019 and is on the run. When he's eventually captured, he is forced to participate in the most popular television show at the time, The Running Man. The Running Man is a challenge where criminals are allowed to run for a chance at freedom. They have to go through a series of obstacles, deadly obstacles, where other gladiators or warriors or champions try to kill the criminals before they can escape. No criminal has ever made it through. We follow Ben as he attempts to make it through the obstacles while at the same time trying to take a stab back at the police state that has now, at this point, screwed him over. The plot is fairly perfunctory and does not necessarily make a ton of sense all the time. It is, though, driven primarily by Arnold's charisma throughout the film as an action hero, and the fact that he's put against both sort of an entertainment mogul, played by Richard Dawson, as well as a series of other strong men. So we get these classic Arnold Schwarzenegger fights of muscle versus muscle at different times, including an event where Arnold takes on Jesse Ventura. The script, which was based on a Stephen King novel that was published under a pseudonym, Richard Bachman, hits most of the obvious sort of dystopian sci-fi elements. It has this sort of dystopian overlord government that controls people's lives. It has a lot of propaganda machines that attempt to keep people placated. The underground resistance that's fighting against the oppressive government. There is the entertainment mogul who tries to win over the hearts and minds of the populace for the government. There is the government who tries to cover up certain secrets. So it has a lot of, at this point, cliched elements of the sort of dystopian sci-fi genre. It also, script-wise, burns a lot of screen time with digressions away from the main story. Cue 1980s dance number.
Roll process mod. Okay, you got it. Hey, hurry up. Come on. Don't stop. Come on. Speak your shit. Come on. Move. Come on. Hey, over here.
Big crowd tonight.
Better there than in the streets.
And things like that really drag the story down and interrupt what could have been a much more fast-paced telling of this sort of dystopian sci-fi world. But the actors do manage to hold on to what would otherwise be a really boring script. Richard Dawson as the main antagonist, Damon, is really quite good and elevates the energy and the acting value of the film in a lot of ways. He really leans into the role and plays the sort of duplicitous, weaselly, greasy show host really, really well. Jesse Ventura, also in a small role, does a really good job of being sort of this recognizable face who, in his own way, is part of the system but pushes against the system. Mick Fleetwood is quirky in his little sort of role as the leader of the underground resistance, and so those things definitely redeem a part of the film. However, it is hard to fight against what is really a rather drab and kind of oafishly directed story. Even with Schwarzenegger's witty, catchy one-liners sprinkled throughout the film.
You cold-blooded bastard. I'll tell you what I think of it. I live to see you eat that contract.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Ah!
It doesn't quite do enough to redeem the otherwise sort of sluggish script and blah directing that goes into The Running Man. All in all, I would give it 2 out of 5 bites. If you're looking for a mildly watchable, relatively short Arnold piece that showcases the sort of 1980s action star that Arnold was, feel free to watch The Running Man, but I would highly recommend some of the other 1980s Arnold films over this one any day of the week. Thank you for watching. I'm Kyle Markwalter for Film Bite. Remember, every film I review is worth watching. Taste takes training, so train yours. Please subscribe to my channel and leave any comments below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time.